Maybe, so maybe a description of, if it was describing my best friend and I was describing a person, maybe I should add some things like they are taller than me, or their favorite food is spaghetti and meatballs, or they, have pink hair, or, any of those descriptions that would help me tell apart one thing from another. Because when you're reading a book, it would be like so kind of boring if it was just like, yeah, my dog went outside and then I followed it and then I walked down the street and found a soda can. Like, snooze fest. Description is the difference between a story being really boring and really interesting. Like, my dog is a giant Bernese mountain dog with long, shaggy gray hair, and she likes to eat snakes. And when she goes outside, um, sometimes like shooting stars fall from the sky and land on my driveway, and I have to collect them and put them into a tiny pink jar labeled shooting star juice that my dragon casually drinks every night before it goes to bed. Like, that story is absolutely insane, but it makes more interest the more that I add to it. Does that kind of make sense? Like, you can really go kind of wild and crazy with it. So let's do this. I am going to show you a picture, and I would love for you both, if you have like something to write with, you could write this out, or you could just tell me and I'll like type that out for us. But I'm gonna show you via my screen share this image of a painting. Let's see, tell me when you can see it. Can you see it yet?
Everything is yellow.
Everything is yellow. So you're just physically, you're actually seeing, which is good. Okay, so it's yellow. Well, not quite everything is yellow. What else is going on in there?
There's blue.
Uh-huh. What kind of shape is it?
A rectangle with a circle.
Uh-huh. And so if I wasn't looking at this picture, what I would be picturing was just a yellow rectangle with a blue circle. Is that correct?
Well, no, I'm talking about the blue. I'm talking about the blue one.
Yeah.
The big one is the yellow part.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And are there people in this picture?
Huh?
Are there people in this picture?
Yeah.
How many?
5.
7. 7?
Wait, one of you said 5 and one of you said 7.
I see 7.
Okay. How many do you see?
Hold up. Computer, answer.
Whoa, that's really intense.
Ellie, I'm in a Zoom meeting.
Wait a minute. Is Ellie related to you? I think I just had Ellie in my class right before this. Oh, thank you, Micah. I see that. Yeah, please do use the chat if you that's easier for you.
Ellie? Ellie?
Okay. So we'll just keep going. So there's like roughly 7 people in here. And what are those people doing? Are they just like standing there?
No, they're playing instruments.
Thank you. That's good. Micah, do you know what any of those instruments are called? You could type it in the chat if you wanted to, or just shout it out.
They are playing, well, one playing a drum.
Yep, Micah saw that too. There's drums. It looks like there might be a trumpet, like this guy in the back in the white and yellow shirt is playing the trumpet. Does anybody know what these two guys in the front center are playing? Yes, Micah, jazz instruments, beautiful. Saxophones. Somebody's playing, Yeah, a banjo or a guitar.
I know what it is. A guitar or something.
That's amazing. I love that. So if no one had ever seen this before, they would get to know like the color, what's going on in the picture. What would be like the mood if you could describe it to somebody who couldn't see it? It would be like happy, sad, nighttime, daytime. Like what's going on here? Any ideas? I think it's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, it is kind of happy. It's also kind of like, um, it's kind of active and busy. Like it might have like a lot of noise. If we were actually inside that picture, there would be a lot of music, right? I don't know exactly what word that would be good for. I should probably look it up in the dictionary. Haha. Okay, great job, guys.
Like this?
Oh, yeah.
Like this?
Amazing. I hope that you could write that out for me. That would be an incredible, like, big sound, gobbledygook word. Like, oh, yeah, type it. Go. You work on that, and I'm going to stop the share real quick. Beautiful job. So, like, you described the artwork. Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's incredible. Now we're going to shift gears a little bit and talk about if we were telling a story, right? So I'm going to ask either one of you to tell me about your favorite movie. And I'm going to ask I'm going to ask two questions. One is like, if you were describing this movie to me, what is the overall plot? Like, what's the overall story? And then what is like one specific moment in that movie that's really important or really funny or really memorable? So if we can kind of do it, either you tell me or you type it out. What would you prefer? Typing or talking? Typing, maybe? I'll give you a minute to tell me about it. Okay, amazing. Sonic movie, and the best part is two things that Sonic floss and strike.
Sonic Strike the Pose is Natural Ultimate.
Yeah,
If you didn't see that, didn't see it. It's super cool.
I haven't seen it. That's why I want you to describe it for me. So, like, what happens? Perfect description of like a specific moment. What is the overall story of that movie? Like, what happens?
I'm not sure.
That's okay. If I didn't know, I haven't seen it, so I just needed somebody to fill me in.
Well, you could watch it, so I won't spoil it.
Okay, fair. That's fair. You don't want to spoil it. I get that. Okay, let's shift gears. Micah, if you want to type one in the comments, you could totally do it. If not, that's okay too. I'm trying to think of another movie that you guys have seen that we could talk about together. But basically, in every story, right, like every book you read, it has like an overall story plot to it. And then the way that that really comes alive for the reader or for whoever's talking about it or watching it is like all the details and the description that fill out those characters, what happens to them, and it makes you kind of feel connected to them in a way. So like Sonic flossing and striking a pose is something that we can relate to, right? Exactly. Oh, I love
I tried to floss while sitting down, but I need to stand up to do it.
That was great. I actually got an image, like a tiny picture of what I look like. That was great. So like description in writing is what helps us understand all those things. So I'm going to share a little, I'm going to read you guys like story time. Let's everybody relax and enjoy. Have either of you ever heard of the book To Kill a Mockingbird?
I've heard of it, but I've never read it.
Cool.
I don't remember.
You don't remember? That's cool too. That makes sense. It's a really amazing story. It's probably something you'll read maybe when you're a little bit older or maybe not, but it's about these two kids, they're a brother and a sister, Jem and Scout. And they live in this small town. Their dad is a lawyer. And basically there's two like storylines in the book. One is like Scout and Jem like kind of growing up and being kids. The other storyline is about how there is a black man that's like unjustly accused of a crime, and their father, Atticus, has to go to court and defend him. And it's like a big controversy in the town. And so that's kind of like the bigger plot. But inside the bigger plot, there's this smaller thing happening. So Jem and Scout live on this like beautiful, quiet street. And a couple doors down, there's this family that has a son who's like grown up, but he never comes outside. And the kids are kind of like afraid of him. Some of them make fun of him. They're not very nice. His name's Boo Radley. And Scout and Jem basically, they have this favorite tree. And inside the tree, there starts to appear like these small little gifts. And this is the moment in the story where they figure out that Boo has actually been leaving them these gifts all along. But while I read this, I want you just to pay attention to the moments and the words that help you picture what's going on inside this scene. So like pay attention for color, for temperature, smell, all those things, okay? Does that make sense? Kind of?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to read it and just enjoy just like listening for a little bit. There are no clearly defined seasons in South Alabama. Summer drifts into autumn, and autumn is sometimes never followed by winter, but turns to a days-old spring that melts into summer again. That fall was a long one, hardly cool enough for a light jacket, and Jem and I were trotting in our orbit one mild October afternoon when our knothole stopped us again. Something white was inside this time. Jem let me do the honors. I pulled out two small images carved in soap. One was the figure of a boy, the other wore a crude dress. Before I remembered that there was no such thing as hoodooing, I shrieked and threw them down. Jem snatched them up. "What's the matter with you?" he yelled. He rubbed the figures free of fine red dust. "These are good," he said. I've never seen any of this good. There's a typo in there. He held them down to me. They were almost perfect miniatures of two children. The boy had on shorts, and a shock of soapy hair fell to his eyebrows. I looked up at Jem. A point of straight brown hair kicked downwards from his part. I had never noticed it before. Jem looked from the girl doll to me. The girl doll wore bangs. So did I. "These are us," he said. "Who did 'em, you reckon?" "Who do we know around here who whittles?" he says. "Mr. Avery. Mr. Avery just does like this. I mean carves." I'm gonna scoot down a little bit. Jem stared at me so long as I asked what was the matter, but got nothing. When we went home, Jem put the dolls in his trunk. Less than 2 weeks later, we found a whole package of chewing gum, which we enjoyed. The fact that everything on Radley's place was poison, having slipped Jem's memory. The following week, the knothole yielded a tarnished medal. Jem showed it to Atticus, who said it was a spelling medal, that before we were born in Macomb County, schools had spelling contests and awarded medals to the winners. Atticus said someone must have lost it. Had we asked? Jem kicked me when I tried to say where we had found it. Jem asked Atticus if he remembered anybody who ever won, and Atticus said no, blah, blah, blah. Our biggest prize appeared 4 days later. It was a pocket watch that wouldn't run on a chain with an aluminum knife. "You reckon it's white gold, Jem?" "I don't know. I'll show it to Atticus." Okay, so that was kind of long, but can you tell me anything in that story that stood out that gave you, like, what were you picturing when I was reading that? Anything along those lines?
When they were saying that they looked exactly like them.
Yeah, that's
That
great,
was
Micah. Go ahead.
It's about two kids win a prize.
Yeah, they not only did they win a prize, they kind of found a medal. You were right to pick up on that. That's perfect. There was like a gold medal, but it was left inside the tree, right? And was it an old medal or a new one?
Either
Either or.
old.
Old. Yes, you're right. Because there was a word in there that told us it was tarnished, which means it had kind of it's been around for a while, right? It's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
There was another phrase in there. It said, so when Scout picked up the little soap figurines, it says she dropped them into the fine red dust. What do you think that fine red dust is?
Fire?
Fire? That's a good idea.
I don't know what. Blood or something.
Blood, or maybe it's kind of like, have you ever seen dirt that kind of looks red?
No.
I think down south, Alabama,
Like apples.
like apples, yeah. It could be, I guess it could be a lot of different things, but I was kind of imagining that it was like mud or dirt, or someone else said maybe it was fire ants. But that was just like another moment where she could have said they just fell to the ground, but instead of that, she said they fell into the fine red dust, which is kind of more interesting, don't you think? Yeah, it's kind of curious and strange. So we have about 9 minutes left, and I would like both of you to choose something to practice description on, and I'll give you some ideas, and then maybe we can get started in the chat, and then you guys could like carry on your own later. But these are some options. Maybe you could describe to me your favorite food, or your favorite place, or your favorite object or belonging. So like your favorite shirt, your favorite pencil, something like that. So choose like, or if you have another idea, just do your own thing and try it. But try to make that, what I'm gonna do, don't tell me like my favorite food is blank. Try to do like, just describe it on its own, and I'm gonna guess what it is. Okay, so it's yellow and fruity. But of course fruit is fruity. Is it yellow on the outside or the inside? You got to give me some more description. And Micah, just like do whatever, if you have an idea that you want to try, go for it. If you want to do food or whatever. Or if you just want to practice on your own, that's okay too. I'll try to guess. The outside is yellow. Is the outside smooth or spiky? Smooth. Okay. Is it a mango? Okay, well, give me some more description so that I can guess. Ooh, Micah, okay, cool. My favorite item has 2 long sleeves, is made of cloth, and is black and white. So, Micah, is that a shirt? You can type whatever in the thing. I'm coming back to you. A minion like this food. Minion like this food. What do they like? Is it a lemon?
No.
Is it cheese? Oh wait, you said it was fruity, and it has a hood. Oh, Micah, that's a good clue. It's a sweatshirt, maybe. Okay, yellow, fruity, smooth. Is it an orange? You're shaking your head, but you have, that is literally the description you gave me. You got to give me more to work with here. Yellow, fruity, smooth. Is it pineapple? It grows out of a tree. Okay, so does all fruit grows out of a tree. Is it big or small? Oh, I think I know. Does it grow by itself or does it grow in a bunch?
Bunch.
A bunch. See, if you would have said that from the get-go in your description, I would probably know that it was a banana. Is that right? Finally. See how much easier it is when you describe something? Okay, I'm gonna try one with you guys and see if you can guess what it is, okay? I'm gonna be doing I guess I'll do my favorite food. But you have to guess what kind it is.
Try to spell spaghetti.
I like your spelling so much more than the actual spaghetti. Yeah, you're right. It's spaghetti. That's spaghetti.
I guess.
Spaghetti is a very tricky word to spell, but I like that yours is spatenient. That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, if you have time this week and you're bored, try to write like a miniature little story with description in it. And I'm going to do the same thing that I know it's like boring. You guys have so much stuff to do online and that's pretty exhausting. But I'm really proud of you for showing up today. If you ever want to receive feedback on your writing, I'm going to put in the chat, there's an email that I made for our writers workshop called lmccwriters@gmail.com. And I will try my best to give you feedback on the story. This is kind of like if you want to experiment with what it would be like to be a writer, this is a good way to practice, okay? But I know you have a lot going on, so no pressure. Okay, both of you take care, and hopefully I'll see you next week. And again, thanks for coming. Nice to meet you and see you. Okay, bye.